shortly we are going to start. All dignitaries and our Honorable Vice Chancellor are coming. Our Honorable Vice Chancellors and all other dignitaries, I welcome all to the dais. I request Ganesh Nayak D, College of Agriculture, Shivamogga, to the dais. I request Dr. Sridhar sir, Professor and Head, Department of Agronomy. Dr. Chandrashekar sir, Resource Person. I request our nodal officer and co-director of this training program, Dr. Vijay, and the dais. I request Dr. Birana, sir, director. Good evening, our Honorable Vice Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and participants, and my dear colleagues and friends. It gives me an immense pleasure to extend to you a very warm welcome on behalf of KSNUAHS Shivamogga, who has clubbed all of us for the national training on natural farming on present status and future prospects. I am Dr. Ashok M, Faculty of Animal Science, KSNUAHS, and co-director for the National Training Program. As you know, national farming is an important aspect which is having a diversified farming system which includes trees, animals, and crops and everything. So we have organized this National Training Program on prospectus under the financial support of IDP program and with the support of our university. So this is the time to inaugurate the function. Already we started three classes we have completed this morning, sir. Because of some meetings with our Honorable Vice Chancellor at headquarters, we postponed to the evening. I invite Apurna and Aruna to seek the blessings of God for the success of this program through her invocation song. Thank you, Apurva. Thank you very much. She is the student of our College of Agriculture, Shivamogga, in the third year BSc Agri. Thank you very much. Now, this is the time to uh, I welcome all of you. I would like to request Dr. H.K. Veerana, Professor of Agronomy, Nodal Officer for National Farming and Director for this training program, to welcome all the guests, participants, faculty members and all invitees. And also along with that, I request Dr. Veerana to give about this training as an introductory remarks on about the training program. Thank you.
Dignitaries on the dais and also the audience who are present in front of the dais. Majorly 25 participants are participating in this national training program. You are all welcome to this campus, Navile campus specially, and you are also welcome to this Keladi Shivappa Nayaka University of Agriculture and Horticultural Sciences, which is a new university which is established in the year 2012, which is located in the Malnad region of Karnataka, amidst the nature's beautiful landscape and waterfalls. You are all welcome to this university. Before formally inviting all the dignitaries and all of you, I'll say few introductory remarks about this program. First of all, I am thank you on behalf of the university. We are thankful to the Indian Council of Agriculture and Research for having sponsored this 12 days training program to be organized here in our university. We are very much grateful to the ICAR. The very purpose of having these type of training programs in the selected universities is to orient the faculty of different state agricultural university about natural farming. Because whether it's organic farming or natural farming or biodynamic farming, nowadays we have seen so many alternatives to the present day agricultural practices. Of course, we have all witnessed the greater impact of green revolution. With the advent of green revolution in the 1960s, we could able to achieve the targeted food production so that our country has become self-sufficient with respect to food production. And we are now having almost 325 million tons of food production. Of late, what is happening is, though it is not the adverse effect of green revolution, because of the indiscriminate and often imbalanced use of fertilizers and chemicals, our soils have become unfertile and soil health is deteriorating. Most of the soil microorganisms in the soil are not at all functioning because of the excessive use of all these chemicals and pesticides which are dumped to the soil. So now we are reverting back to the application of non-chemical agricultural practices so that our soils will become healthy and so that we can achieve the sustainable food production. So in the beginning, in this century's beginning, we were all talking about organic farming. The country has taken a lot of initiative to bring the larger area under organic farming. But the major problem under organic farming is the entire crop nutrient requirement of the any crop for that matter cannot be fulfilled by dumping so much huge quantity of organic manures. Because of that reason only, the organic farming could not be successful on a larger scale as it was expected in the beginning of this century. Because we don't have that much huge quantities of organic manures. So of late, we have come across with several other farming types like biodynamic farming, homo farming and natural farming. Natural farming is it's an agroecological farming approach to promote cultivation of crops in harmony with nature. It aims at restoring soil health, maintenance of diversity, ensuring animal welfare, laying emphasis on efficient use of natural local resources and promoting ecological fairness. The practice of natural farming includes non-use of chemical inputs, use of local seeds. Desi varieties are given importance here. All farm produced microbial formulations for seed treatment as well as for enriching the soil so that microbial activity will be enhanced, and whatever the unavailable form of nutrients which are enormously present in the soil that can be made available to the crop plants by application of these microbial formulations. and growing of cover crops. Of course, all these practices were traditional practices which our fathers were practicing. But of late, we are not seeing all these practices. Again, we are insisting the farmers to go for all these traditional practices like growing of cover crops and mulching with green or dry organic matter for nutrient recycling and creation of suitable microclimate for aiding the soil microbial activity. And one greater task either in organic farming or natural farming is with respect to pest and disease management. We may, to a certain extent, we may substitute the nutrient requirement of the crops by following organic farming and natural farming. But when it comes to pest and disease management, our farmers are facing lot many problems to effectively control the disease. So in that direction also, so many plant-based concoctions or decoctions or plant-based biopesticides and biofungicides were developed. They are also quite effective, but only thing is they have to be frequently applied for effective control of the diseases. Not like a chemical or any synthetics by 1 or 2 sprays we can effectively control the pest or disease, but that is not so in case of organic or natural farming. So in order to address all these things, many of the proponents of the natural farming are telling that a single cow is enough to maintain 30 acres of land to fulfill the nutrient requirement, and we can achieve sustainable food production in all the 30 acres of land without spending any amount of money for purchase of external inputs. So in that direction, our Karnataka state government in the year 2018-19, they have identified all the farm universities in the states to conduct the experiments on natural farming on a ORP mode, operational research project mode. So because of the introduction of that project, in our state we are having 10 agroclimatic zones. In all the 10 agroclimatic zones, since 2019, in all the farm universities, we are having 5 farm universities with respect to agriculture and horticulture, and we also have a animal science university. So in all the farm university, 5 farm universities, we could able to conduct the experiments since from 2019 to last year. So we have scientifically validated all the best practices of natural farming practices in different crops which are located across the different zones of the state. So now we are having the results with us so that we can confidently tell what is the influence of natural farming on the crop plants. If at all, if natural farming is to be practiced in crops, where all it can be practiced, in which type of soils these natural farming practices can be adopted, and how best the applied microbial concoctions or microbial inoculants would effectively supply the nutrient requirement of the crops, to what extent pest and diseases can be controlled by going in for plant-based concoctions applications. So we have a data with us. With that background only, I am also grateful to our university for sponsoring these projects in all the 3 agroclimatic zones where our university is situated. In the southern transition zone, in the central dry zone, and also in the coastal zone. In the predominant crops of these zones, we could take up the demonstration on natural farming practices in all these 4 zones across various crops. And we have results with us. We are going to present all these results in due course of time during this training program. So with this background, our university is identified to organize this type of training program to faculty members of SAUs of different SAUs of South Indian region. So accordingly, DDG Education has requested out of 11 South Indian agricultural universities to participate in this program. Of course, our target is to conduct the training program for 30 participants. We already have 25 participants, and a few more are to join maybe today evening or tomorrow morning. So, for the information of the guests on the dais, we have listed the topics for all the 12 days training program. Not only classroom teaching, we are also planning to have the interactions with the natural farming practicing farmers. We are also planning to take all of you to the farmers who are successfully conducting these natural farming practices in different crops. So exposure visits are also planned, and we could also conduct some of the method demonstrations so that how best the natural farming inputs can be prepared on the farm itself without spending any money on purchase of external inputs from the outside market. So all these 12 days topic for the training program is distributed to you all. If any omissions or additions are to be made for refinement of the training program, you are always welcome to give your suggestions. So with this few background, you are all welcome to this program, and sir, all are placed at our guest house with the little facility we are having in our campus. So for today's function, for the information of the guests on the dais, we started our technical sessions from the morning itself, sir. Today morning we had Dr. M.A. Shankar, former Director of Research from US Bengaluru. He has delivered a lecture on impact of green revolution on natural resources and how best the natural farming practices can be practiced towards our target towards achieving sustainable production. And after that, Dr. A.K. Yadav is a national advisor at the Government of India for promoting organic and natural farming in the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare Department. So he has also delivered a lecture on scope of natural farming in India. And in afternoon session, Dr. C.P. Chandrashekar is on the dais. So they have also conducted many good experiments and demonstrations at US Dharwad. So he has delivered a lecture on principle and practices of natural farming. He is also with us. So today at this time we are having the inaugural function. To formally inaugurate this function, I thought of having a very befitting chief guest to inaugurate this program, Dr. V.K. Arun Kumar. So he is a alumni of our UAS Bangalore. During his student days itself, he is having a lot of inclination towards organic farming and other practices so that we can avoid chemical agriculture to a greater extent. So after his graduation also, though he is a gold medalist during his PG program, he shifted towards this cultivation or practicing of organic farming in his own farm, and presently he is serving as a director of Krishi Prayoga Parivar at Tirthalli, and he is also heading the one of the famous Krishi Pratishtana on organic farming located at Sri Purushottam Rao Krishi Pratishtana at Tirthalli. So he is also heading that research center on organic farming. And to add to this, he was also the former board member of our university. So he has given a lot of inputs for promotion of organic and natural farming during his tenure, which have to be adopted in the research stations as well as in the farmers field in the form of method demonstrations. So I thought of inaugurating this program by inviting Dr. V.K. Arun Kumar sir. So in spite of his busy schedule, V.K. Arun Kumar sir is with us. He told us that it may not be possible for me to attend today's program. You can bring all your participants to our farm so that I will explain very nicely in his own research station. But I thought he should be here in today's function. So because of our request, he is with us. I cordially invite Dr. V.K. Arun Kumar on behalf of this national training program and also on behalf of the Kennedy Shivamogga University of Agriculture and Horticultural Sciences. And a source of inspiration and strength to all of us in organizing the activities of such kind. He is our very dynamic and vibrant Vice Chancellor, Honorable Dr. R.C. Jagdish sir. He is with us. He is presiding over this inaugural function. Sir, I also welcome Dr. R.C. Jagdish sir for this inaugural function. we are having a institutional development program funded from ICAR under NAHEP. Dr. KC Shashidhar sir, presently he is registrar of our university and he is also heading the IDP project at the university level. He is the main architect behind conducting this 12 days national training program on natural farming. Because of his able support and guidance, we could able to organize this program. I also welcome Dr. KC Shashidhar sir, registrar of this university for this function. Just now our respected Director of Research, Dr. B.M. Dushant Kumar sir, he has occupied the position on the dais. Under the Directorate of Research, since 2019 we could able to conduct demonstrations in 6,000 hectares of farmers field starting from 2019 to 2023. So for all these activities to happen, the support of the Directorate of Research was immense. So on behalf of Director of Research, our Director of Research is with us. I also render my heartfelt welcome to the Dr. B.M. Dushant Kumar sir for this function. Dean of College of Agriculture and also the campus head of our Navile campus, and basically is a pathologist. Dr. Ganesh Naik sir is also with us. I also welcome him on behalf of the training program and also on behalf of the university. We have a very good resource person with us, Dr. C.P. Chandrashekar. We invited a special guest from UAS Dharwad. Presently, Dr. Babla, the Dean of Agri College, but he could not participate in this program. Anyhow, we expect Dr. Babla sir to join us in days to come. On behalf of College of Agriculture and on behalf of UAS Dharwad, Dr. C.P. Chandrashekar is with us. I also welcome him for this function. Dr. C.J. Sridhar, we are organizing this program from the Department of Agronomy. C.J. Sridhar is a professor and head of our Department of Agronomy. I also formally welcome him for this function. And this program is also organized in coordination with KVK Shivamogga. The senior scientist and head of KVK, Dr. G.K. Girjesh sir, is also on the dais. I also welcome him for this function. The focal point of this 10 days or 12 days training program is all the participants from various universities of different states. Participants are from Maharashtra, Telangana and 4 universities from our state. I cordially invite you all for this inaugural function. You are all welcome to this function once again. All the professor and heads of the department, different departments of Agricultural College, scientists and other faculty members and colleagues from KVK, Regional Research Station, all are here. I welcome all the delegates who are present in this program for the inaugural function of this national training program on natural farming. So, on behalf of university and on behalf of our training program, I once again welcome all of you for this function. Thank you very much for sparing your valuable time to welcome all of you for this program. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for your beautiful, informative addressing the gathering on about our training. On behalf of all the participants and on behalf of the university and myself, I request our course director, Dr. H.K. Virana, to this occasion. Now, I request shortly all the participants just to give your introduction about your name and place of where you are coming from and what is your designation and what is your specialization first. Okay.
KVK leader on the US side, sir. Good evening, sir. Myself, Dr. S.V. Huda, scientist entomology at ASRP on grounded College of Agriculture, Dharwad and US Dharwad. Thank you.
Good evening. Myself, Dr. Mahesh Karam Shide, working as assistant professor at College of Horticulture, Murde. I am from Dr. Dabas from Dapoli, Maharashtra.
Good evening, sir. Myself, Dr. Kiran Bakshi, working as agronomist and in charge at Regional Coconut Research Station, Bhate Ratnagiri under DBS KKV Dapoli.
Good evening to all. I am Dr. Tushan Surab, working as an associate professor in the Department of Agronomy, Dr. Bahasam Sound Program Vishwavityapeeth Kapuri, and I am working from last 23 years in this university. And my field of specialization is irrigation, water management, weed management, and nutrition management. Thank you.
Good evening, sir. I am Dr. Ajay Munza, working as entomologist at Regional Food Research Station, Bengaluru, under Dr. Balasat Sound Kokul Kushi Vidyapit Dapoli. I am working there since last 15 years as a entomologist in mango crop. Thank you.
Good evening, sir. I am Dr. Mandar Puri, senior research assistant, working in seed production for last 13 years, and my service is complete for 18 years. I am working at Energy College Dapoli of the Precinct Dapoli.
Good evening, sir. Myself, Dr. Mohan Kumar Reddy, working as scientist horticulture from KVK Chandrashekar from USP.
Good evening, ma'am. Myself, Dr. Siddhappa, working as assistant professor at the College of Horticulture, Mysore under PO of UHS Bagalkot.
Good evening, sir. Myself, Dr. R. Girish, assistant professor entomology, working as scientist plant protection in Krishi Vignana Kendra, Shivamogga.
Good evening, sir. Myself, Dr. Chaitanya. I am working as assistant professor horticulture at HRS Brahma, in Utkal.
Good evening, sir. Myself, Dr. Yogisha Page, in the Department of Science and Agriculture Chemistry from CY Dharwad, UHS Palkot. Good evening, sir. Myself, Manukumar HR. I am working as assistant professor of fruit science at College of Horticulture, Dharwad.
So myself, Dr. Kumar Naik AH, agronomist, working at the director Sirioro, KSNUAHS Shivamogga.
Namaste, sir. Myself, Dr. Rajar Chavan, working as scientist, plant pathology, KVK, Yadav, US Raichur.
Good evening, sir. Myself, Dr. Shivamogga, working as a staff scientist from last 4 years from myself at KSNUAHS, US Raichur.
Good evening all. Myself Harish, working as assistant professor Prof Physiology at College of Agriculture, Agri, US Raichur.
Good evening, all. Myself is Dr. R. Srivastava from PJTSA. Presently, I am working as a SMS, crop production, KVK Padradri, Kothagode district.
Good evening, respected dignitaries on stage. Myself, Dr. Revant Nadar. I am working as a scientist, crop production at Data Center Malkumada, which is under Professor Shankar, Telangana State Agriculture University, sir, from Hyderabad. Thank you.
Good evening, all. Myself is Santosh Kumar, working as assistant professor at Department of Agronomy, Agriculture College, Warangal, which under Professor Shankar, Telangana State Agriculture University.
Good evening, everyone. I am Dr. Dinesh MS, working as scientist agronomy at ICR KVK Ramnagar under US Bank.
Good evening, everyone. Myself, Dr. Chandrashekar, working as assistant professor in agricultural economics, College of Agriculture, Assam under USP.
Good evening, sir. Myself, Dr. Premlata Bihar, working as assistant professor of agronomy in College of Horticulture, Bengaluru under UHS Bagalkot.
Good evening, sir. I am Dr. Shanti, professor of soil science. I am coming from Hyderabad under PJTSA.
Good evening, ma'am. I am Dr. Shilpa Shivapi, working as assistant professor of soil science, Organic Farming Research Center, KSNUAHS Shivamogga.
Our beloved farmer, scientist, educationist, and a human being, a common man, as our Virana told. I request our today's guest, Sri Arun Kumar sir, to inaugurate this by lamping the light, and I request all the dignitaries and the Honorable Vice Chancellor to join this lamp, the inaugural session.
ಸರ್ ಹತ್ರ ಬನ್ನಿ ಸರ್ ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ ಸರ್ ಸರ್ ಎಸ್ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹಲೋ ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ ಆಯ್ತು ಸರ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಆಯ್ತು
Thank you, Arun Kumar sir, and our Honorable Vice Chancellor and dignitaries. Now I request our Chief Guest and inaugural person, Dr. Arun Kumar, to speak about natural farming and about our training on behalf of university, and I request on behalf of participants.
Respected Vice Chancellor and respected dignitaries on the dais and all the participants. After a very long time I am speaking in English. I may not be fluent in English. Maybe here and there we will be speaking in Kannada also. So how many of you are from outside Karnataka? 5. Okay, fine. If I speak in Kannada, please forgive me. Okay? Hope you will understand it. First question for you is, how many of you are from farming families? Farming families. Good. The second question, we are all students of agriculture. We do, learning agriculture every now and then, and at the same time we are also doing some research or some teaching or some extension activities in agriculture. My first question as of now is, if an option is given to you, you have 2 boxes on the teapot here, where in one box you have very good mango grown using all environment friendly practices, without chemical fertilizers, without chemical pesticides, etc., etc. And you have another box of mangoes where it is technically grown using recommended doses of fertilizer. They used pesticides, and even they used weedicide during their cultivation practices, etc. So you have 2 boxes in front of you. Given the option for you, which one you will take? Which mango you will take? Anyone? Loudly. First one. Others? First one I will take. Please raise hand. First one I will take. First one. Now the second question is, why do I opt for first And for those others who have not raised their hands, why do I don't opt for first? Both of them you should answer. Maybe any one of you can answer. Ladies, it is available at the same price. No price barrier. 100 rupees per kg, 100 rupees per kg. Ladies first. Madam. Mic, please.
Chemical is used for ripening and no remnants or residues of any kind of environmentally harmful things on the first one.
First one. Good. Anyone to add to this? Sir. Our Vice Chancellor sir will do that.
The flavor and the content pulp of the ordinary mango is very nice as I grow in my farm. I know.
Okay. For those who have not raised their hands but will be opting for the second one, can anybody can answer? Anyone? Why we are opting for the second box? Next question. I have opted for attending this particular program on my own without the pressure of my seniors. How many of you are here to attend like that? Without me? Okay. Good, sir. We took this as our life mission during 90s. Almost my practice or my experience with the organic farming or say environment friendly agriculture practice is more than 30 years. Since 34 years I am doing organic farming. So in detail we will elaborate our experience when you visit us during your visit to my place. But my first remark is that what do you mean by natural farm? Dr. Veerana sir has already defined it. Maybe who has defined it? That definition according to FAO or who? According to FAO, he has given us the definition. But can any one of us add to this? Is natural farming is a way of farming which is devoid of modern seeds, which is devoid of modern chemicals, which is devoid of modern pesticides and insecticides, which is devoid of modern weedicides, etc., etc. Is it just that, or is it something else? What do you mean by natural farm? According to my perception and according to a team of farmers who are along with us, we think farming is not just using these inputs right from seed to harvest. It is not just that. It is a way of life. If you don't change the lifestyle, there is no point in talking about natural farming. I do not know whether this will be covered in our sessions. Unless our lifestyle changes, we cannot go with the natural farming. This is the basic thing. Usually our Guru Purushottam Rao, he used to tell 4 things. As a farmer, you should be aware of food security of your own family. As a farmer, you should know the nutritional security of your own family. As a farmer, you should know the economic security of your family, and at the same time you should also take care of the ecological security also. So if you look into the food security, nutritional security, then the financial security, then the ecological security, to some extent you will be in natural farming. And to make you or call you as an organic farmer, it is not just using these inputs, right from seed to maybe up to harvesting. You can using different technologies. Instead of modern high responsive varieties, high yield varieties, high responsive varieties, we may be using traditional varieties. Instead of using chemical fertilizers, we may be using organic manures, or maybe green manures, or maybe liquid manures, or there may be several alternatives which can improve upon the soil fertility. There are several techniques through which we can also control or manage the pest and diseases. But as a farmer, to define you as an organic farmer, we think you should also have all these resources in your own farm. A farmer who is self-reliant in his seed requirement, a farmer who is self-reliant in his manure production, a farmer who is self-reliant in his animal component, a farmer who is well versed with soil and water conservation techniques, a farmer who is having kitchen herbal garden, a farmer who is having apiary and other occupations, a farmer who is cared for the nature, a farmer who uses the alternative fuel methods, fuel sources like solar energy or wind energy or whatever it may be. Like this, our standards of organic farming, it grows. So maybe in the coming 10-12 days, you will have the ample opportunity to learn more about this farming. Often the terms, it may guide you or it may misguide you also. Natural farming, zero budget natural farming, prakritik kheti, jaivik kheti, sendriya kheti, savayava krishi, organic farming, biodynamic farming, homa farming, permaculture. There are many names, but how exactly we practice, to what extent we use our local resources, that is at most important. So in this regard, the coming 12 days, I hope you will get much information on these things. I have gone through the timetable of the 12 days. Hope you will get a very good idea on this natural farming. Maybe right from the history we should also know about agriculture. I do not know how many of you have gone through the different texts like Vrukshayurveda. Anyone has gone through ancient texts in agriculture? Vrukshayurveda, any one of you? No one. Maybe a session can be dealt with regard to Vrukshayurveda also, because there are immense material that is, that has to be, known to us also. As a student or as a researcher, we should also do some experiments on this. It is not only Vrukshayurveda, even our Vachana Sahitya, even our traditional other literatures, they also have immense material, technology related to agriculture. I hope this particular training, national level training, that will give much more food to our thought, and hope your training will be colorful and you will learn more, and in future you will also contribute to the natural farming. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. You have correlated the demand and supply, food security, and health issues of the food and everything. And also, yeah, your experience, practical experience, will have a high value. Of course, FAO is thinking about World Health Organization, thinking about food and food security, and also in the terms of human beings' health. Thank you very much for your beautiful words, sir. Now I request our registrar and IDP coordinator and our mentor for this program, Dr. Shashidhar, to give some vachanas or Ayurveda Krishi or something else to the parts.
As Vice Chancellor Dr. Arun Kumar and all my fellow colleagues, this is one of the concept taught in the IDP later part. Actually, when the IDP was planned, this program was not there in the list. When we met at Srinagar to take stock of the IDP activities, then at that point of time, the government as well as some of the contributors thought that this can go as one of the program because nation is heading for the change. That's what the concept thinkers were told about this program. Because of this, many of the universities having expertise with a minimum expertise having across the country, they are selected and selected few universities are given the task for conducting this particular program. So in that, one of the universities ours, because we initiated this natural farming way back in 6 years back. So in that context, identifying the resource person and resourcefulness of the university, this particular program is handed over to our university. So we are planning this event to give a future thinking for the university, this education, agriculture education, right? So that is what the mission on natural farming which they thought about this particular program. Now just a small question for you. How many of you are attending the natural farming official program first time? Good. So this is what we are expecting because this particular programs across the country should lead us to think on this particular issue and formulate. We are not, insisting something on all of you, what you learned and what you disagree with what you learned. That's not the aim of this program. The aim of this program is to put a thinking minds together to develop something concrete on this particular issue. So that is the objective of this program. That is why I asked how many of you are attending the first time this particular program. So in your feedback, you should highlight all these things. So first time when you are attending this type of program, what is the insight you got, right? What type of changes we need? Because though many of the time we say some of the terminologies are misnomer. Say for example, drip irrigation. Drip irrigation is a misnomer word. Okay, it is not putting a water drop by drop. So that is what drip. That doesn't mean that drip irrigation. Drip irrigation is a required quantity of water supply to the plant. That's all. But the name, if you consider, it's a misnomer word. So similarly, right? Natural farming also, right? Farming itself is artificial. Right? Farming itself is artificial. We are bringing nature, natural and farming. Probably it may be a nature farming or nature-friendly farming or naturally, whatever may be. So these type of insights should go into one's mind to think and formulate several other activities. Right now the world is thinking about how to reduce the high inputs to the agriculture or chemical inputs to the agriculture. Not that phasing out everything what we done for 50 years, nothing else. So the major concept here is change in the thinking way, alternate ways, because once we are starting a research on agriculture with a fertilizer trial, one student will do with a 50% RDF, 25% RDF and 150% RDF. But another person will start doing 200% RDF, 150% RDF, like that we will change. We will not change all of it suddenly to, something has written in the history, that I want to try. No, that we are not going to experiment. So to give that flip of thinking different in a different environment and different situations and planning the research. Without research base, we don't, we are not, asking all of you to switch over. But thinking in that direction, research itself is difficult in the present ecosystem. So that we want to bring it down. I want to quote one small example because our organizer said, give one vachana or something to the audience, right? Fortunately, in our university, we organized 2 events of national level, right? One is on traditional, literature and agriculture, how they are related, and that particular one thing we organized. Dr. Arun Kumar was also one of the main sponsors for that particular program. And we also organized one program on Vachana Sahitya Velli Krishi. So these are the 2 programs we organized. All of you have studied soil science, right, in your agriculture. There is a one Vachana, right, is giving some statement like, if you grow onion in a salt affected soil, the product is going to cause the diseases to the human being. That is onion, right? If you grow the onion in the salt affected soil, that onion is going to cause the disease for the human being, right? If the same onion, if you grow it in a red soil without any salt content, then that will cure the same disease. So, totally contradicting statement is made in the one of the vachana found in the Kannada literature. As an agriculture graduate, I was curious to know about this when I read this one, but I never thought that this is a useless vachana. That's what I do, right? I started putting my thinking on that particular vachana. Then I could not able to understand properly. Then I went to my teachers who are stalwarts in the soil science and asked, whomever I asked, I didn't give the answer. And probably they said, probably there is an assumption, right? May not be true. That's what the answer I got. Because why we got this answer? Because of our thinking style, right? We always think what I know is right. Alternative thinkings we don't think. That is what when we are researching the research, when we are making a hypothesis, we are going to create the hypothesis with yes or no, right? When we want to take a no hypothesis, it's very difficult in the beginning, right? Here also it happened like that, and many of the people they said it may not be true. Then I started thinking myself, why it may not be true? What is the motive of that fellow to tell this one? Whether he wanted to misguide some people, or whether really he had some knowledge on this particular aspect. That I started thinking, right? And that particular thinking process led to a national conference on that particular topic. So, I made a research, review of literature on that particular vachana, and I got one of the Chinese researcher come out with the onion growing with the salt affected and a good soil. Then the result of that particular research says there is a alpha cysteine compound variation. There are 2 types of alpha cysteine, M alpha and S alpha. So that proportion is going to alter when you grow the onion in the salt affected soil. The smell of the onion is going to reduce, and sometimes if it exceeds the limits, then it will smell like a cabbage. That's what the research outcome of that fellow. It's a PhD research, right? Then that doesn't give, whether it is going to harm the health or not. Then still we further started exploring the things, and in that exploration, one of the Japanese studies says when alpha cysteine compounds proportions varies in the diet, right? When the alpha cysteine compounds varies in the diet, then it leads to cancer. They worked on rats, right? Then with the rats, study, they concluded that particular experiment. So if you merge these two experiments, we have not conducted any experiment, right? But till now I don't say this is right or wrong. We have to conduct that type of experiment. But it gives a way of understanding that there is something stuff in this also. Earlier we are rejecting that without anything. Now it gives a way of thought. It may be having some stuff in this one. Because I never found that scientists to say lie about these particular things, right? In those 12th century, people never thought that I should make a lie in this particular component and get such a name out of it, right? That's the only motive to search all these things. This is one example. Probably, if you study the literature, right, we may have thousands of this type of example. This one example led to the national conference, and in the national conference we got 26 papers, and many of the papers they address these type of issues. So that led to another national conference on Veda and other literature and comprehending all those things. Similarly, this particular training program aims to change our mindset thinking, right? We don't say making a accept something without questioning. We have to question and we have to analyze, and then we have to come out with our own theories and ideologies on this particular issue. Then definitely the things are going to change, right? Our knowledge system, our thinking habits are, seeing our knowledge system is also going to change. So these are the issues, we are pondering around this particular program. That is why I requested Veerana not only to concentrate more on the classroom environment, we have to visit more outside, right? Take out this type of field visits wherein these type of trials are being handled by the farmers or by the other people. Don't believe those things. I straight away says, don't believe those things. But once you see, try to analyze, try to get something out of it and conduct your own research, right? Come out with that result to support or to oppose. I don't know, right? So all these things should happen in your research mind. That is what the total objective of this course. I hope this course is going to deliver all those things, and I hope all of you will have this type of unlearning first and try to relearn to look about our earlier data available. I don't call that Vachana or a Veda as a book of some what you can call religious document, right? When you see those things, it is also data for me. Is it possible to analyze that data? Is it possible to say that is right or wrong with my research is the only aim of this particular program. I feel all of you will first unlearn your thinking process, what we have built over the years, and try to relearn about the farming with nature in this particular program, and capture whatever the ideas which is available when you travel across or discuss across with the scientists, and try to interpret those things in your future career. Thank you. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you, Dr. Shashidhar sir. You have enlightened the things which are carcinogenic to human beings from food source, and of course what is required for diversity in education, diversity in research, and also we can think of out of box in all the aspects. Thank you very much, sir. Now I request our resource person and head of the Organic Farming Research Station, US Dharwad, Dr. C.P. Chandrashekar sir, Professor of Agronomy, to enlighten his experience on natural farming.
Respected Vice Chancellor, Dr. Jagdish sir, of course, we worked together at KSNUAHS Arbavi for almost a decade. So many of the dignitaries on the dais are known to me. Dr. Girjesh is also his colleague, and we work together at Albavi, ARS Albavi. Shashidhar sir is also there at Dharwad, the Dharwad campus. Yes, for the time. Okay, sir. So, the very purpose of the natural farming, creating awareness first about natural farming. You may be thinking yourself why the people are saying giving more emphasis on natural farming. At national level, there is also a thinking to design a degree program on natural farming. Yes, university on natural, and of course the MA Club organic farming also. They want to establish a university on natural farming. So you can think of the need of the hour. Who will be the resource person for that? Who will be the teacher for teach the aspects of natural farming to the students? So there is a need. So IDP planned, identified certain cost centers, those who are working on natural farming, and design a program to conduct the natural farming and training program. So almost all the whatever the lecture schedule that Virana is planned is given by the DDG, NHEP, IDP, New Delhi. That's one purpose. Second thing, of course, in all other agricultural universities, they want to start a postgraduate course on the natural farming. Okay, that is also a need. So there also there is a need of the technical person who experienced or knowing about the natural farming. Then undergraduate program, why the multidisciplinary participants are invited here, because in order to become a teacher, an undergraduate program under natural farming, every discipline is important. As an agronomist, we should know how to grow a crops, then to study the soil nutrient status. The soil scientist role is very much important. Microbial status, to see the soil health with respect to biological diversity, the microbiologists are important. Then, as Virana mentioned, there is a challenge with respect to plant protection. So therefore, entomologist and pathologist role is there to cope up with the management of pests and diseases. And we should not ignore in our training program, our Director of Research, Dr. B.D. Biradar, he also stressed the role of breeders in natural farming, because some of the traditional varieties are performing very well under natural farming, maybe with respect to their physiological characters and other things. Therefore, at national level, there is another mega project or program is going on, that's the National Mission on Natural Farming. It will be implemented at every state. That will be done through KVKs. Again, KVK experts or subject matter specialists has to train the farmers concerned with their jurisdiction. Therefore, it's very much essential to train the KVK trainee or the scientists who are there in the KVKs, because they are the devotees for the farmers. Therefore, there is a dire need of such type of training programs at all the agricultural universities. With these few words, I thank the organizer for giving me this opportunity to share my few words. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now, I request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, even though from the morning he's having a hectic meetings and all those things, orientation program, I request Honorable Vice Chancellor to give a presidential remarks.
Good evening to all of you. A warm welcome all the dignitaries on the dais and the participants from the different parts of the country, from our university, that is Chandrashekar University of Agriculture and Horticultural Sciences, Shivamogga. First of all, the natural farming prospectus, status, what is future prospects, what is our plans. That's what we are here to discuss. My thinking is, if I invest 6 lakhs rupees on this training program, how much I can get back from training 25 participants, and what programs I can start at the end of 5 years from now, what is the receipt I am going to get. As a scientist, want to start the program, there is a research program on natural farming. Everybody wants an organic product, a natural product, but all your daily life start with a chemical. Yes or no? Start with your toothpaste is a chemical based. Your agarbatti what you are using is totally chemical. Your coffee, tea, everything is chemical. Tablets, antibiotics, sugar patients, heart patients, they take, it's chemical. Yes or no? Then everybody talks about the natural, but everybody consumes natural, and your soap is a deadly. It is killing all the germs on your body, because there are millions of bacteria which is protecting your health. You are killing by using a soap. Why don't you use a gram powder? Yes or no? ಮೊದಲ ಸೀಗೆಕಾಯಿ ಪುಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ವಿ, ಅದನ್ನು ಯೂಸೇ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವೇಂದ್ರೆ. ಸೀಗೆಕಾಯಿ soap, if you use, it is having a chemical. So everybody talks in India natural farming, but nobody practice, including our scientists. That's what I am here. I am very critical in my analysis. So earlier we had a project, ZBNF, zero budget natural farming. That nomenclature is totally wrong. The budget was huge, but it's a natural farming. If it is a zero budget, university should not have given any money. But when compared to all other projects, this project consumes a lot of money. I can't understand. It should be a high budget natural farming. See, our government is sometimes, I can't speak about against the government, make the policies, so they don't wait for, it is good termination. They started in 2019, closed in 22. What happens for another 2 years? What you have to do? Because people already spending huge amount of money on research. 3 years, almost one plot consumes almost 1 lakh rupees, but if they ask money, I can't spend from the university. Again, the 1 lakh rupees next year, like that. It's very difficult. So, natural farming, this is the. So, I am basically arguing the two arguments. One is the cereals which gives more food for us, especially rice, or wheat, or jowar, or maize, or potatoes, all these, I think we cannot totally depend on organic farming or natural farming, because we have to stagnate the production system so that. But other crops, I know, we are never told to apply chemical fertilizer to other than some cereals, but people started using on their own way, but they're blaming it is because of the green revolution, we are all, people become cancer, like that. Yes or no? So most of the times when you're sitting here, every politician says that because of the green revolution, because diabetes is coming only because of the green revolution, people are worried because of the green revolution, like that they take talking. So we never told them to use chemical fertilizer all the crops. The best crops still are in India, which doesn't require fertilizers, which doesn't require chemicals that can be grown very naturally, especially plantation crops. Even the coconut can be grown without any. So in Siddhappa, Arsikala, nobody is applying fertilizers. Because if they apply fertilizer, they are under loss, I know. Because they give only 10 or 20 nuts. So it's a totally natural. But the jackfruit, what we grow in all parts of our state, is totally natural. Even if you spray any amount of chemical, it will never enter into the fruit. So in my opinion, plantation crops are very much suited for a natural crop, natural farming. That's what your farming should be natural, that is the plantations, along with the pulses, cereals, and a cropping system. Then only it's going to be natural. Simply, if you are going for a monocropping, that cannot be a natural farming. It should be a mixture of everything. And you have to use the better use of all the things. Better use of the litters, better use of microbes, better use of air, better use of light, and even the birds also you have to use to control the pests. You have to use the intercrops to combat the diseases. So we were following all these things in our earlier days. Now we have left because of the monocropping. So that's what we have to rethink, reorient our research. This is what I have been asking our Director of Research to have a long-term experiments on organic farming in all the research stations. Because we have research stations distributed all over the state. So see, we are having largest area in Arakanat. We don't have natural farming. Not even a single experiment is started in natural farming in Arakanat. Still we are using 140, 140. Yes or no? Still blanket application of Bodo. See, we have to start. That's what I am requesting or suggesting the Director of Research to start crop-specific research programs on natural farming and long-term experiments, including the plantations. Bhavikan is suitable for cashew. Ullal is suitable for cashew. Like that, almost all the crops to be incorporated into the natural farming system. That's what we have to plan. I requested all the agronomists sitting here. Almost a half a dozen agronomists are sitting from our university. Even the annual technical meeting I have attended. To start, each research station should have one long-term experiments, out of which some treatment must be a natural farming. So far, none of them have started this research program. That's what I'm here. I'm very critical on this issue because the head of the Department of Agronomy is sitting here only. Paddy, I told them to start. Ragi, I told them to start. Soybean, I told them to start. So, I think when I next ATM, I will ask all of you about this issue. So then, suppose, even in our house, how much waste you are getting from your kitchen waste or litters? Have you, being an agronomist, being an agriculture scientist, how you have conserved your household litter into a manure? How many of you? All are scientists. We are speaking very good words, attending the conferences. How many of us? Suppose I have calculated, if you can able to start a small vermicompost bag, I think in one house we can able to produce 1 ton of organic manure. I think the university is very happy to purchase the manure produced by all our agriculture scientists. So far nobody has produced a single kg of vermicompost from their household. The last time 60 scientists have attended the organic farming training program like this. I think none of them have not started a organic farming or litter waste management in their house. I want the data because once we are given a training, it is not the end of it. Director of Research, agronomist, I think you have to either give me the data because we have spent 10 lakhs on that. Because I want to get back at least 10 tons of farm manure from each household. Then, coming to our food and nutrition list. I was working in millets. I have never applied fertilizers. 1992 to 94, I was working in millets. I never applied fertilizers because if you apply fertilizers, we'll never get the fruit crops. Without fertilizers, we have got very good crop of millets. Got it? Even rabi crops also. Rabi crops, after first crop of jawar or this one, black soils in Dharwad, I think we have done. I was a farm superintendent for 10 years. For the rabi crops, I had never applied nothing. Means cutlet, that is green, black gram, Bengal gram, then safflower, rabi jawar. I have never applied, but I got a beautiful crop for the residual application of fertilizer in the first season. That is on soybean. After soybean, we are planting. So for 3 kgs of application of rabi jawar, we got 3 quintals of the grains and more than 30 quintals of fodder. Why don't we practice? Now the people have moved towards the maize. You cannot eat it, you cannot use it for the fodder. So because of the introduction of some other crops, very economical crops, we have forgotten our own crops. Even our hebbal avare, what is it called? Dolichos, it doesn't require any of your fertilizers. Even the aphid comes, doesn't matter. The pods which are more affected with the aphids, they are more tasty. You eat it, then tell me. If you go for the intercropping, that is also going to be reduced. For the root crops, I never ask you to apply the fertilizers, especially beetroots, then carrots in Dharwad, they never apply fertilizers. Beetroot, carrot and radish, don't apply fertilizers. Certainly whatever the amount you get, you will be happy to, because it will be harvested in 30 days. So whatever the extra that you can add. So I mean to say that we are having very good crops in natural farming, but we are left using them for the commercial purpose. If you think in economic terms, we cannot gain. So, in my opinion, especially we want to start 7 agroforestry modules in our university. Especially we want to start at Iruvakki with natural farming only. This year, we have planted 20 acres of aracanut. Within that aracanut, we have planted the turmeric and ginger. We have not applied any fertilizers. I told them, our new campus should not use any fertilizers. Even if I apply the fertilizer, it's going to be waste because soil carbon is so rich, it's 1%, more than 1%. So I asked them not to apply any fertilizers. So we are going to start an organic farming research at our new campus, 24 acres. I am not interested in agriculture crops. I am interested in plantations, spices, condiments, medicinal, aromatic, and legume crops. 24 acres we are going to practice. We don't apply anything, even this one. And also, wherever this natural farming is there, honeybee population is very huge, very huge. From that also you can get a benefit. And one thing is that you cannot practice natural farming or organic farming without a cow or without a buffalo, without any animal components. So people talking about organic farming without any animal components. You should have an animal component for a natural farming and a organic farming. So we are talking about the IFS. integrated farming system, that is also heavily funded from ICR. But we have practiced only with our research stations, but not a single component has gone out of our university. People are fed up. I don't know. If the real technology is very good, people are ready to come and they will adopt it. We have never told any farmers to go for aracanut. Why the people are going for aracanut? Why it is increased to 7 lakh hectares? Because of the economics, because of the technology. Like that, the technology also to be sustainable even in the natural farming also. This is what. So we are almost 25. Why don't we add another 25 students from here? That's what I request or suggest, instruct the dean of this college. Why the agronomy department students, why they are not attending this conference? Very few. All PhD postgraduate students of agronomy, soil science, pathology, entomology, they should attend from tomorrow also. It's a free of cost. Don't give meals. Because let them learn. Let them have an interaction with the scientists over here. It's a free of cost. But you cannot give this lecture, any number of lectures, without any interaction or without any research. That's what you put all these in MSc, PhD, almost all the departments, including plant breeding, biotechnology, whatever it is, put them here. Doesn't matter. Let them learn. Give the attendance also. I don't come in your way. If they don't come, so then you can take action. So you have to utilize, as the dean of the college, you have to exploit, utilize the services what you are getting here. That's what you are sitting. That's what we have invited you for this meeting. I think I talked about Sridhar. He's the head of the department of agronomy. I don't know. You have to start at least 10 acres of 4 hectares of, in each of the research stations, long-term experiment with the organic and a natural with all the components, plantations, spices, medicinal, aromatic, vegetables, pulses, soil seeds, whatnot. So in our university we have more than 200 crops to do research. But you people are working only on rice. In agronomy there are 100 theses on rice. You got it? But we want to diversify your areas of research. That's what I have invited head of the department, director of research. We have invited Dr. Shashidhar because he is the funding. Because he is the funding, no? Whoever is the funding, we are really happy to invite. That's what Dr. Shashidhar is very kind enough to extend the IDP facilities to here for the training program. And Dr. Arun Kumar is here. He is a well-known practice organic farmer. We are having a very good collaborations. We have visited many times in the Purushottam Foundation. We have debated, discussed, quarreled, but ultimately we have come out with solutions for the arakal export also, organic management. Yesterday I was listening, chili thrips is a major problem. Bavaria Basin is one of the best control. The whole Telangana and Guntur area is struggling because of the black thrips. One insect can be able to manage this one. Why we multiply and give it? It's a natural. So in natural farming you have to utilize that component also. All the biofertilizers, all the biopesticides, all the biological things to apply into the natural farming and organic farming. So Dr. C.P. Chandrashekar is here. He is known as a Jaggery Park man. He was selling jaggery. He was telling his jaggery is an organic jaggery. I don't know whether it's organic or inorganic jaggery, but I've tasted it is good. Really organic, Mudol. Okay. Those farmers in Mudol, they apply a lot of fertilizers also, but they go for intercrop in the soybean and turmeric. So that is a very good soil. Then Dr. Girijesh is here. He is a well-known agronomist. He also started working on organic farming and natural farming. A lot of students have worked. But at this juncture of drought condition, whether it's sustainable or not sustainable, we want to work out. But certainly it has worked out. Even the natural farming, because of natural organic manure, natural ecosystem, at least some crops have survived. So in my opinion, all the millets have survived, all the pulses have survived, except maize. All other crops have collapsed. I think with the price also, the deep-rooted beans, which is having a long deep-root system, the local varieties are doing well, even in the drought situation. Especially all these rice varieties which are grown, traditional varieties in Vasnagar, they're doing well, deep water rice. So then Dr. Veerana is here. He practiced, almost he conducted that natural farming trials for last 3 years and discontinued after 3 years. Then, but I want the compilation of the results of natural farming in 3 research stations. One is Brahmavar, Hiriyu, Bavikere, Vannavale. Those lands to be continued as it is. I think they have already plown. It is natural or unnatural? What about in Brahmavar? Don't ask money. It's a natural farming means. So when I have seen the submit, you have submitted a one DR proposal, you ask 50,000. You have conducted research for 5 lakh rupees for the same land. Because of the university grant, you are reduced to 50. I am not giving any money for the natural farming. It should be grown naturally only. Sow the seeds and leave it to the God. Okay? So then, I am sorry I am taking a little more time because I am critical about this. And weed management. Weed management, yeah, just remove the weeds and incorporate itself. So then, liquid organic formulations, I don't know, green manuring and mulching. Mulching is a very good practice in Arakanite. People are following, and cropping systems. So we did a lot of research in cropping systems, but farmers are following the monocropping now. They are not listening to us. That's a tragedy in our country. Disease management strategies to non-chemical. No. It's very difficult, Dr. Ganesh Nayak, to manage the pathogens with the organics. Even the neem tree is available in their one form, or the Pongyami is available. Nobody take the seed or the leaves and they use for control of the pest and diseases. So I think non-chemical methods, we are still in the answer. Then southern transition zone, different agroecological systems in India, ITKs, because large number of ITKs are applied, but our university, especially KVKs, Girish, and especially extension people have to identify the ITKs. But from our university, not even a single ITK has been identified and uploaded in the website of the ITK. I think it's a need of the hour to, I think you are all going to the farmers, but Shivamogga farmers are very fast. They have already adopted the modern farming, already have left the natural farming. Still some farmers are available in the village where they practice. Still, if you want more information, I think I request you to go to the Orissa, those parts of the country to get the ITKs in a better form and validate those ITKs in our institute. Bijamrita, Jivamrita, Gana Jivamrita, none of our farm superintendents, farm superintendents, nobody will follow the Bijamrita, Gajamrita, Jivamrita, Gana Jivamrita. Still Captain, Senasan, what is that, Dicofal, Vitavax. So that's what the Organic Farming Research Institute, have to produce tons and tons of this bija mrita and give to our first own farms. And next you have to give to the farming community. That is your motto, not to do the research. You have to produce also organic. All this bija mrita, jiva mrita, all these things you have to give. Give some small mud, that is sufficient for the cotton to sprout. Madala sir, the farm superintendent sir, because if I ask them to do it, they will ask money. Even if I invest money, I will never get the 20% of the what they are investing. It is not zero budget, it is a high budget natural farming here. Soil regeneration. So this is what. So do you know how much of organic waste is available in our own farm? My office is there here only, PC's office. Every day I think I am collecting more than 20 tons of organic residues. None of our farm superintendents, none of our agronomists, or even the schemes also not using the organics what we are producing in front of my own garden, in front of the Vice Chancellor office. I think even if you take, it's more than